And good evening and welcome to the Freak Show. We nearly did another song then, but we didn't. So first of all, welcome everybody to the show. I hope you're all having a wonderful bank holiday weekend. So first of all, Skelly, how are you, sir?
I'm all right. It's a bit warm.
It's a bit warm. Yeah, you can't moan about that. A bank holiday with sunny weather in the UK. It's an unknown thing.
I can moan about anything I want to.
You can, because you have that. I'm loving the beard, by the way. So I take it you've still got lots of ink in your pen?
I got a new one the other day, so it's going to be good for a couple of months.
You can top it all up. And Mechanized, how are you, Mechanized?
I'm very good, thank you all.
Hey, good to have you back.
Glad to be back.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, getting there slowly but surely.
Excellent. So we have a busy show tonight, loads on. We have a wonderful, wonderful guest, only the most amazing person that we love, loads and loads from the US of A. He's our drummer. He's also in the comic. We all love him. It's Nick. It's Mason. Hey!
Hello!
And how are you, Nick? And where are you connecting from, sir?
I'm doing quite good. I'm at home today. So I'm at home in Los Angeles. It's actually unseasonably cold. It's like 50 out right now, which I don't know what that is for you guys, but colder than it should be for California. But I'm in my living room. Like I'm sitting in my living room right now.
Awesome. I am loving all the wastelandy pictures behind you.
Yes, I have these all, like this is, you can't see it but this is above my couch. My couch is right here. That's from when that picture, believe it or not, I found that picture on the internet. I never even knew that photo existed, and I stumbled across it. I was like, hey, that's us. I think that was from 2018.
Yep.
18.
And then I think it was 20.
Yeah.
I think that was 2018. And then the three. I have these three concert so it's 2019, 2018, 2017 for the concert posters all behind us.
Wow!
So these are just framed in my living room.
Excellent. Well, always
Very
a pleasure. Always a pleasure to have you online, sir, on the show. If you have any questions for Nick or for Mr. Mason, as seen in the new latest graphic novel. Which is out now. Please post up your questions, etc., guys. So we have loads and loads of stuff going on. Yes, lots. So first of all, I am going to. Should we do let's do fact or fic first. Let's get this party started. Are we ready for chaos? First of all, what's everybody drinking? I am drinking. You know my love for Brothers cider. I'm drinking Brothers cider honeycomb flavor. It tastes like a chocolate crunchy bar.
Oh my god!
It's wrong, but so right.
Looks like a see-through bottle.
Oh yeah, with the green screen.
Skelly, what are you drinking, sir?
I'm having a little beer.
Mm.
Ooh,
Any
nice.
name of the brand or?
I got it off the Whoops in Tesco. It's Northern Monk.
Northern Monk. Oh, awesome! Very nice for all those monks out there.
It's like a darkish one.
It's an IPA.
Also,
right.
Mechanized, what are you drinking?
I'm on my very blinking unicorn gin. Can you see it all? It's blinking. I love it. I finally could open it. It was my Christmas present.
Ooh.
So it's awesome. It's a nice, lovely gin.
And Mason, what are you drinking, sir?
I have two drinks. I have. I'm double fisting here, and I'm so hard that I have green tea in my wasteland cup here with our fire water sticker, and I'm drinking carbonated water. Liquid Death carbonated water.
Easy water.
I love. I'm like super addicted to it. They deliver 2 cases of this to my house every month.
Wow.
And all it is carbonated water. That's it. But it's in a tall boy can, and it looks cool. So
Liquid Death.
I'm
Liquid
super addicted to it.
So, guys, if you could tell us what you're all drinking from home, that would be amazing. Who's online? We've got Martin.
Everybody is asking for stick.
Stig is currently on a boat sailing
Sailing.
around Europe, being a
Fisherman.
pirate.
Speaking of the sea, we got Fishy online.
Fisherman.
Or Fishy. Remember Fishy?
Fishy from
Yeah.
Germany.
I think so. I think that was Fishy.
Hello, Fishy.
Hello, Fishy. Hello, Michael.
If it's that Fishy, I forget. I get confused.
Hello, Martin. Hello, Mark.
Oh, Martin's doing Buffalo Trace. That's good stuff.
Oh, so first of all, guys, what happened last week? We had the show of the century. It was so funny. We did a live stream of the Eurovision Song Contest. We did a drink along with the Eurovision Song Contest, and it was on multiple Facebook sites and YouTube. And as the show and as the show was continuing, we were getting millions of copyright strikes from 250 countries around the world. So first of all, I think YouTube got struck first, and then we jumped to another place, and then it was like following us around the internet, trying to cancel us. It was hysterically funny. But for the people who
Rules
did
are there
watch,
to be broken.
yeah, we had an awesome time. For the people who did watch for the 4 hours, we were all very pickled, drank a lot. It was hysterically funny. The internet tried to stop us, but we continued. Oh, yes. It was amazing. So a lot of people did ping me going, where have you gone? It's like, we're on the next site now because we keep getting kicked off. It was brilliant. So, Nick, have you ever heard of the Eurovision Song Contest? Do you know how bad this thing truly is?
No, I really don't. And I wanted to tune in last week while you guys were doing it, but I saw right on there that said drink along, and I was in the middle of teaching drum lessons, and I'm like, well, I can't participate in this one.
Well, the only way you can survive it is to drink.
Right. I don't think that's appropriate. So no, I couldn't check it out last week.
It was truly awesome. UK, which are well known for having really crap songs in the Eurovision. Guess how many points we got, Nick? Just have a guess.
How many points?
Of all the countries.
Yeah, so each country can vote for their top 12 that they like, and there was 30 odd countries.
So they can give up to 12 points, between 1 and 12 points.
Okay, so it's between 1 and 12 per country?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think, was it Italy won, and they had nearly 500 points. So,
oh my God. Yeah, I was going to say, you're asking me to count past 4, and I'm a drummer. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, so if you imagine it, the winner of the whole thing was Italy with a nearly 500. Have a guess how much UK got.
UK?
Yeah.
All right, if Italy was 500, UK, I mean, got to be 400 at least, right? No? Less? Up, down, more or less? Way down?
Well, they wanted to exit Brexit, so they got 0 points.
Nothing? I was going to say, like, all right, 12. Nothing. 0. Wow.
And guess how many other countries in the whole of Europe, which includes Australia for some unknown reason. I have no idea how that happened.
Okay.
Have a guess, Mr. Mason. How many other countries got 0 points out of 36 other countries?
I want to say none of them. I think the UK was the only one that went 0.
And you're correct.
All right.
Hey. I think go and buy a lottery ticket today, so you are on fire.
That's awesome.
D's on about Buffalo Trace Distillery. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody ever tried that?
Bourbon.
I've never been to the distillery, but it's okay. So it's in Kansas or Kentucky, not Kansas. That's in Kentucky. Yeah. I'm going to be in Kentucky in a couple months. Maybe I'll be close to it, and I'll be able to stop and go. Ooh, and then I'll have to save a bottle for you guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. Well, we had our first gig announced, so hopefully Mr. Mason is in the country for this show.
Hold on, let me just share the screen. Hold on. Look at us, almost ready. Dun dun dun. It is the Shadow Factory, and this is the Whitby goth alternative in post-apocalyptic festival in the good old Gothy Whitby in Halloween. So it's going to be, we played there 2 years ago. Was it mechanized?
Yes, it was before it all shut down.
Before it shut down. Awesome gig. Amazing fun. Big shout out to Hammer, who is one of our roadies. He was there with the snow cannon. and he let it all out over the poor people in the front rows. We have even more lights and a bigger stage show, so we are super excited about that. So yes, guys, that is out. So that is the first one announced so far this year. There are loads more coming. It doesn't mean it'd be the first gig. It's just the first one announced. So Mason, may you might be in the UK around that time?
Right now I am scheduled to be in the UK just before, like the few days before that. That particular day I'm supposed to be playing in France, but I don't know yet if any of that's going to happen. So
yeah, it all depends. Yeah.
Right. It all depends. So, but if there's any way possible to make it happen for me to be there to do the show, I will be. Like, it's on my calendar. I have it set up. I'm like, if I'm not doing the other thing, I'm definitely going to be there for this. And even if I got to do the other thing in France that night, I'll still be with you guys for a few days before that. So we'll still be able to get some fun stuff.
We're still,
do some videos or something.
Some video shooting or something.
Yes. Yeah, we'll have some fun.
Well, we've got loads and loads of stuff on. Loads. So let's start on Fact or Fict, because we've got a very, very busy show, a super, super busy show. So hold on. Let me just find. Hold on, because this gets a bit shaky. Patrick.
Hold on.
Hold on. the jingle needs to be a bit longer. Yeah, it's slightly disappointing. That's good old
G-force. My God, it nearly ripped me off that seat.
So first of all, thank you to everybody who did watch last week. I think Mike from Wales managed to follow our path across the internet as we were thrown off multiple streaming platforms through copyright infringement from 250 countries.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So let us get this party started. So Mason, as you're the guest, sir.
Okay.
What is your fact or fict?
Okay. So as you all know, I'm a drummer playing for a billion people, right?
Yes.
Here's the fact or fict. The largest live audience I've ever performed in front of had a stipulation that required me to be dressed like a clown.
Oh, that's a good one. That is good. That is good. So going that way, mechanized.
Fact or fict? Have I been a semi-pro gymnast?
Oh. Who knows? Fact or fict? Things are coming up already. Skelly, up to you, sir, in the top right-hand corner.
Back in 1993, I was one of the cherubic background singers on Mr. Blobby's Christmas #1.
That's... Oh, people are thinking... we're getting facts so
they're
far.
Already guessing. They're already guessing around, and they're already guessing.
This is how excited the crowd are. The crowd's on fire tonight. We get about 1,500 odd people a week watch this. So guys, we love you all, and you are truly crazy. And thank you for your attendance and your love for the show. That's a good one. Mine is I've ate so many flaming hot Cheetos that it's dyed my hand bright red for 4 days. Fact or fict?
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
That's
like in the Nick Cave song.
What? Flaming hot Cheetos?
Oh, red right hand.
Red right hand.
I was like, he's done one about flaming hot Cheetos.
Maybe that's what that song's really about.
Is it? Oh my God!
I think it is, or if it isn't, it should be now. I'm going to tell everybody that's what it is.
Okay, so now let's go straight to the news of the week, and then we will get on to the chaos. Bum, bum. So first of all, guys, the graphic novel is out, and me and Dave are currently at the post office every day, posting them out. So, Mason, you had yours over in sunny America.
I got mine earlier this week. Actually, let me here.
Woo!
I got my copy.
Yay! So thank you very much for everybody's support. It is going amazing. We've still got about 100 odd to send out. We have been there for the last 2 weeks, every day at the post office, who love us for the amount of money we're spending in the post office. It is going amazing. So thank you for everybody. Everybody's loving the comic. There is loads of stuff in it. This is book 1. For example, just a quick one though, guys. The cover on this one by Ryan Brown. Ryan is a top Marvel artist. So when Ryan does a limited edition set, if he ever does release a limited edition comic or graphic novel, he only releases, I think the lowest he's ever done is about 3,500, and they went straight off like hotcakes for stupid money. This one, guys, there are only 99 copies in the world ever. Dun, dun, dun. So if you get that, guys, don't let anybody read it. Keep it in the bagging board. And
well, there's only 97 copies because you and I are holding 2 of them up right now.
Damn it, yeah. And a lot of them have already gone. So look out for that, guys. It is amazing. So thank you very much for everybody. For the people who haven't had theirs yet, they are in the post. They are going out. For the ones who've got their characters in the next book, we are already contacting you or start to contact you to start building all that. Super exciting. So book 1 is the setup. Book 2 is just go straight into full-on war. All the celebs start joining in there. Everybody with all the other stuff's coming on. I've had a email earlier tonight from one of the graphic artists. We've now got 4 on book 2 and 3 because it's so big. And he sent some of the pencils in for the next bit of the story, and they are breathtakingly stunning. So super excited about that. So thank you very much for everybody about that and all your support. It will be coming out on Indiegogo, which is like Kickstarter. So the first one was on Kickstarter. If you have missed it, it's going to come out on Indiegogo in June for 1 month only. Dun, dun, dun. Awesome. Thank you so much. Mason, any news on your side, sir?
News on my side. Well, just kind of like that the things are starting, at least over here, to reopen and reemerge into what used to be real life. You know, the before times are starting to come back a little bit. And as a result, people are booking shows. I'm playing a show. I'm playing a live show tonight for the first time in several months.
Which band? What band?
I'm playing with a cover band tonight. It'll be fun. Yep. Because right now that's who's booking. But come July, the original acts are starting to do some stuff. I'm playing. It's out of town tonight, but like in Los Angeles, my first LA show in over a year will be in July, and then everyone's been booking out the whole rest of the year. So August through the rest of the year is almost pretty much spoken for, and so yeah, that's my news of the week is that live music is coming back in a big way. We got our show announced now in October, so it's super exciting that all this is the wheels are in motion again finally.
Also, a big shout out to Doug is out there, Leela's out there, Dee's out there, Dawn, Julie, the awesome Julie. Julie actually made the Pagan Sister dolls, so that is Julie. Way well done, Julie. Michael, Martin, Nitro, Nathan, etc. Hello, everybody. Mechanized news.
Well, now the super comic is out the way. We actually are back in the studio and we're starting recording vocals from this weekend. So we are super thrilled. So I hope, we get it wrapped pretty quick and we let you know more soon. But music is done. It's now vocal recording. So we're super thrilled.
Super thrilled. I have another quick one before we go to Skelly. Another awesome piece of news. Next week, we're only doing a BBC interview about the graphic novel. Oh, dun, dun, dun. More info in a bit. Skelly.
Only thing I can think of, it's a bit retro, but I was looking on the pictures website the other day for looking at what's out of the pictures. Apparently there's a new Dog Tanya and the Musker Hounds animated movie. That slipped by me. It's a bit of a blast from the past.
Well, there you go. That's
news.
That is definitely news. Also, guys, a massive thank you to everybody. We've now, by the way, Mason, we've now got Patreon. We've actually got our own Patreon site up. Oh,
great.
So thank you for everybody who is helping to support and help V2A push along with all our mad projects. We have lots of big ones coming up, and it's really good on Patreon. So please check it out, guys. We'll put a link somewhere on one of the Facebook groups, and I will tomorrow be leaking on Patreon who is on next month on the Freak Show. We have wall-to-wall celebs, even more than this week, and we've got Mason on, and we've got Skelly and Mechanized. We've got some very big names coming up. People are quite excited to come on again, so this is very exciting, and we are super happy about that. But Patreon, it's quite a good system. Really enjoyed it. So, and we sneak things out on that we can't announce publicly yet, with non-disclosure agreements and all the rest of it. There are some big stuff coming, guys. Big stuff coming. Excellent.
Yes.
So, Skelly, anything else apart from your cartoon? No. So over to you then, Mason. So with V2A, we've gone first of all about you starting to drum with us. Mm-hmm. So what was your first fond memory of actually joining V2A on stage? When did the chaos start?
I mean, it started right away. What do you mean when did the chaos? The chaos started before we even played the show. So like that was like a good indication. Like our first show, it was I was a little bit nervous because we'd never played together before. We had never rehearsed before. Half the songs that we played that night, you forgot to send me, and
yeah. We won't mention that.
Right, which we talked about it before. That first night was really like grab the handlebars and just hold on. And we survived, and that was great. And it was like, okay, the first one's out of the way. That one felt like the most chaotic because it really was like I had to pay attention to everything going on because there was zero experience. After that first night, everything else kind of just locked into place, because then when we played again a couple of nights later, it was like, okay, now it's kind of more on autopilot, and it's been pretty much that way ever since. But that first show was definitely the most chaotic because you just didn't know what to expect. And then we had my buddies out for that one too, doing the grinders. So
the drama street.
Right, that was good.
So in addition to like trying to just be aware of the songs and not screw up the songs, because again, we don't practice. I got two guys that are, blowing sparks in my face with the grinders on the oil drums, So I'm like, I'm being rained fire on, and you guys are running around like mad. I don't even know, like, Skelly, I don't even remember you being at that show. Clearly, you were on stage with us. It was a big stage, and I was on one corner, and you were all the way on the other corner. And I was like, I don't even remember you being there, but I know it happened, because it was just so much going on all at once.
And all the anger grinding with everything sparks. There was everything going.
And then was that the show too, where we had a couple of dancers come up, and we were like, they were like getting in the way.
Yeah.
And we were like, no dancers. But they somehow
fuck off.
decided to come up on stage and get in the way of everything anyway. Oh my God. That whole night was chaos.
It was a good one.
Oh, we like it.
I think they were, was it Hollywood strippers?
Probably.
I think so.
Probably.
Probably.
Like,
which is always cool if you're from the UK. That's
it looks better on paper than it does when it actually happens.
Yeah, definitely. So Mechanized. What did you think the first time you met Mason?
No, I was really blown away because we clicked like immediately. It wasn't like he was some guest musician. He just really it bonded with us straight away. You know, it was like, hey, here we go, and it was easy going, and that's why we welcomed him really, you know, as a full member for anything going forward. So yeah, that's what I remember.
Oh, thank you.
Besides
Thank
all
you.
the alcohol.
That's what we don't remember.
On the bits, yeah, we don't.
That's when it stops, when it gets slurly.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Skelly, what was your
No,
first
it was a
opinions
fantastic show.
of Nick when you first met him?
Seemed reasonably sound. Doesn't eat pizza though, so.
I do eat pizza. Just I try to limit my.
Is it once a month or something like that? You said
that was kind of like, yeah. I've sort of broken that rule a bit lately,
I think
but
we all-
I
I
was
think we all
trying to
have.
like once a month because it's like kryptonite, man. Like, pizza's a big weakness in my diet.
so we are super excited to get you working on the new album with all the drums and stuff like that. It's going to be amazing. I'll start sending all those stuff over. It's going to be, they are monsters. In fact, we've got like 2 albums worth really, because while we couldn't do anything, we've been stockpiling.
Just keep writing.
Keep writing.
Keep writing and
comicking.
And keep writing and keep comicking and right.
I'm not sure if that's a real word, but you know what I mean.
It is now.
Do I care?
It is
Do
now.
I care? I have my own world.
It is now.
So, Mason, what other bands do you play in? Who, you know, your favorite ones? Apart from, of course, B2A.
I mean,
B2A is the best.
What a setup you have there.
I know. So, you know, it is your favorite one in the whole world.
You guys are like I have such a great time playing with you guys. That's why you haven't scared me off after that first night. It was so chaotic that first night. It would have been really easy for most other guys to be like, okay, it was a great night, see you later. You know,
later.
But we got off stage and you looked at me and you're like, you got the gig. You want to join the band? And I was like, yes, let's do it. If it's going to be this crazy every night, I'm in.
Did we disappoint?
No, not at all. Every night's been great. So of course you guys are in my top tier and favorite to play with and stuff like that. And it's also like such a no pressure gig too, because it's, you know, here's
fun.
Practice the songs and show up and play the show and that's it, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
But there's right now, so because like I said earlier, like everything's like opening up back here. Everyone's just booking like mad. And I think from now to the end of the year, I think I'm currently booked and scheduled with like 6 different bands.
Oh my God.
So yeah, there's
busy.
in like that first week of July, I have like 3 shows with 3 different bands and in 3 different areas, like across 2 different states and stuff like that. So there's a lot going on right now.
Yeah. How do you actually learn the drums for so many different bands?
Oh,
Have you got it? You cheat.
I read it. I write it down.
I cheat.
You write it down.
I write it down. You can't. So, all right. This picture, you can't really see it with all the lighting, but like right about there. No, wait. Right there. Right there, where my finger's pointing.
Yeah.
Is a notebook with all of our song parts written down.
Oh.
And so I just write. I sit at my kitchen table. And I chart out anytime a band sends me material, I sit down and I just put headphones on and I write down the song parts. And I write, okay, intro's 8 bars, the verses 16 bars, and I write it all down.
Yeah.
And I stick it on stage with a little light underneath my hi-hats. And when I'm on stage, I just like glance down. And after the song's done, flip the page. Oh, there's the next song. And I just cheat. And so I did that for like our first couple of shows.
Yeah.
But after
after
like the first 2 or 3 gigs, you know, after that, I don't need it anymore. So I haven't had to look at charts for any of our stuff in forever. I bring them. They're always there, like in a backpack with me. But I haven't actually pulled them out on stage with us in a long time. But anytime I'm playing with a band for the first couple of times, I'm cheating. I'm reading the song as we play.
Yeah. Is there any bands that you wouldn't play with again that you've gone, oh bloody hell, they all turned up in dungarees and terms?
There's quite a few bands I won't play with ever again. I'm not going to name names.
Come on.
I'm not going to name names.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
They sound like.
I don't want to burn bridges. No, the music style has nothing to do with it. But it's more like there's a few where like it was such a headache or such a hassle
Yeah.
Or like you said, someone turning up in dungarees. Like I actually had something like that happen once where I was doing like an afternoon gig at like a wine bar where it's all like, middle-aged and older, like just old white people drinking wine on a Sunday afternoon. And we're playing like real soft singer-songwriter music in the background. And the bass player shows up late wearing like a white tank top and cargo shorts, and we're all wearing like shirts with collars, catering to this one specific audience. And he looks like he's in a metal band, and I'm like, dude, what the hell? Like instantly in my book, I was like, oh, never hire that guy again. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
totally.
Yeah, that happens.
So, Skelly, do you have any techniques or whatever for when you're on stage to try and remember what all the songs are or what's next? Or
usually looking at the set list, although that's subject to change.
Can't go off of that ever.
That is a bit of an in-joke. So, yeah, what it is, guys, I get excited and change the set list normally without telling anybody else in the band.
or it's not even you, though. Because Mechanized is pretty notorious for going, this is our last song, and we're looking at the set list going, we have like 3 more songs. What you talking about?
And then she gets all the War Boys, and it's like, it's not that song. It's not that song.
No, we're still on stage for like another 10 minutes.
The desert sun. I blame the desert sun.
It is. So any tips for playing in the desert for hot weather? Because, our electronics don't like it, as we found out many times at Wasteland. So what about drums? Is there any tips for drummers if you're playing in the Mojave Desert?
So get something, if you're going to be a drummer that's going to play in the desert, get something to cover your drums up with before and after the show. Because as anyone who tuned in from the beginning of the show and you saw the video of us playing, that first hit on the cymbals, you saw all of that dust and shit fly off of the drums. It
was
so
not
cool.
A show effect. Don't give away. They all thought it was a show effect.
super cool looking when you do that, but most of the time that shit flies in your eyes, and you're like this the whole song, like I can't see, So definitely something to cover your drums with, but when they're not being used on stage is one major thing for desert playing. I'll say that.
Oh, Skelly will have the same with keyboards, covering up
so
it doesn't go into the buttons.
Oh my God, yeah, because it does get people don't realize you are outside on a stage in the middle of a desert, so it's very windy. It was super cold last time, wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
windy, super windy. Yeah, cold as well. But we had sunstorm. Honestly, I don't forget that ever.
Yep.
Even the snow. Shoo! We didn't need any machines to travel it sideways. It just did it.
So starting off with Skelly. So Skelly, what is the most bizarre thing you've ever seen from another band on stage? This opens up a good one. There's a lot.
There's lots.
There's lots.
Well, that old bloke in Germany who had the pilot's cap thing, the leather pilot's cap, and did he have a glittery jumpsuit? He was German.
Was he?
He affected you quite. That was just on the.
He affected you. Me now.
In Flensburg. There was some festival, and he really affected you.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, was it when we were doing the Rock for Peace?
Yeah, it was Rock for Peace in Flensburg.
You were then.
Well, Mason was there.
Yeah. Wait, I was there. How the guy in a leather, like a World War I pilot cap?
Yeah, and a glittery jumpsuit. Well, we were on a pub crawl at the time, but
that was probably why I don't remember this. That was the night we took out the whole road crew out to that pub that we found, and we were like the loudest, most obnoxious people in the place.
And they loved us.
Abroad.
It was.
We found like the one English pub in Germany.
That was great fun. Also, a little known fact on that one for everybody watching is we played a German rock festival for peace, which was quite hard with all our songs because all our songs are about war boys and stuff like that. So after each song, it was like war boy, or purge, and it was like killing is bad, and then off to the next song about murder and mayhem.
It was a
etc.
fantastic festival, though. I
I
really
really enjoyed
enjoyed it. The crowd, great, really good.
It
was.
rained too that day, but it didn't seem to bother anybody.
I can't remember. I was
No.
drunk.
Yeah, it rained. It rained like most of the day. I think it stopped a little bit later in the evening, but like it wasn't like downpouring. It was just like a light sprinkle like throughout the whole day. Yeah, it was a little bit worse in the morning before, because I remember we had to stay on the bus for a while because it was raining a lot more in the morning and we couldn't like unload any of the gear. But then it kind of eased up in the afternoon.
So
it's
mechanized.
as far north you can go in Germany, so it's right by the coast. So that's that's where Flensburg is. Yeah.
So mechanized. What's the most bizarre thing you've ever seen from another band on stage?
The worst is for me this one guy who stuck like a stork on stage. We played in Wales somewhere, this festival, and they had all these woolly jumpers. This was like, because I'm personally very open to any kind of music, and I wouldn't say, oh, I only like electronic, everything else is shit. I'm someone, and because I used to write for music magazine for Germany, so I'm always minded open. So I look at every gig in its own way. So when I judge it how I see it, not like, being like an idiot about it. But this was really weird. And it's like a very famous band as well, I think.
Yeah, it's a very
I never heard of him anyway.
Jethro Tull. So we actually accidentally walked into a Jethro
Tull
Mason? Gig.
I mean, I know I can't say I'm a big Jethro Tull fan, but yeah, like everyone knows who that
I
is.
didn't know him.
Yeah.
He stands on one leg and plays a flute. So we found it very
like
strange.
a stork, and I was like, this was just too weird.
Yeah, they're infamous for like winning. I think it was the Grammys in the 80s. They were nominated and won for like best metal category, and they were nominated against like Motley Crue and Metallica. And somehow Jethro Tull won, and it's in like the metal and hard rock community in America. It's been this point of contention for like 30-something years, where everyone's like, Jethro Tull, they're not metal, you know, because they won best metal act of that year, and they were going up against Metallica, and it was like, how does that happen?
What?
Oh my god, crazy!
For sure, no payoff at all.
No, yeah. So Mason, what's the most bizarre thing you've seen from another band on stage?
Man, I was trying to.
You've seen a lot.
I've seen some weird stuff on stages before. I've been involved in some weird stuff on stages before. But things that I've seen other bands do, I don't know. I don't know if I can think of something so bizarre that it really sticks in my mind. But I've definitely seen some shows where like it's more performance art than it is music, and they're like somehow stuck in the middle of the pack on the bill with like a bunch of rock bands or something, and you're like just taken out of the moment, like, what am I watching? This isn't good. This isn't you know. They start doing some weird spoken word thing over some really droning noise stuff, and I'm just, I don't know. That's always kind of a weird thing when you stumble upon that.
Yeah.
But I can't think of anything super outrageous of like an outfit someone's worn or something like that. I don't know. I've definitely seen some weird stuff, but like nothing that super stands out as like this guy brought like a goat out on stage and then just sang to the goat a love ballad, and no, nothing like that.
That is pretty good. I think the weirdest one I've ever seen, and we have seen a lot of strange stuff. We went, our friend, we didn't want to go, but we went because a friend liked them, to see an English rock band called Baby Shambles. If you ever heard of those. It's the guy off the Libertines.
Pete Doherty.
Doherty off the Libertines.
Pete Doherty.
And they were so smashed on stage that halfway through a song, they forgot what song they were playing.
That's good.
Illegal substances, let's say.
And like the bass player would just walk back on, face the wrong way. They didn't have a clue where they were going. It was awesome. Carnage. And they were the headline band.
I did. While you were talking about that, it made me think of one thing that I saw that was strange on stage, but I absolutely loved it. I was on tour and we were playing somewhere in Wisconsin, and the local band that opened for us was called I think they're called Lords of the Trident. And like everybody I've talked to from Wisconsin has like heard of this band. They're all their songs, they're like a heavy metal, heavy rock band kind of thing, but they're like wearing like medieval clothing. Cool. And at one point the guy's singing and he's got a sword they lit it on fire. And he's like waving this flaming sword around while he's singing. And they're all like, knights in shining armor kind of getup. And they're all dressed like they're in the medieval dark ages. And all their merchandise is like very themed after Middle Ages and knights in shining armor stuff. And it was such a weird gimmick, but it was hysterical. And I loved every minute of it. It was so good. They were selling posters, and I wish I would have bought one. They were selling posters. Do you remember if you guys remember Ghostbusters 2?
Medieval times.
If you remember the medieval times, no. If you remember like the Renaissance painting of the Ghostbusters from the end, the Vigo painting, they had like posters of that, but instead of like the Ghostbusters in it, it was the members of the band.
Wow.
But it was a re-image, like a duplication of that poster from the movie, and I wish I would have bought one. It was hysterical.
Wow, awesome. So a quick one back over to Skelly. So Skelly, what tips have you got?
Can I just actually throw another band in, which just comes to mind, because that was like, I don't know which year it was, and we played VGT, and Skelly recommended, we stayed at the same hotel as this dude, and then Skelly says, we have to see the show. Mr. Soraya. Yeah, and then I never heard of him, and then we went to the show, and he literally blew me away. It's like he played in that medieval village at VGT, so you have all like medieval century people all dressed up, all this, and then he's doing like kind of throat singing,
Tuvan throat singing.
And but it was like absolute mind blowing. Really
really amazing.
That's something which sticks as well in my mind forever, because I didn't expect it. We were like, yeah, right, because he had like this weird wood hat on. I don't know, it's some tribal.
Yeah, he had an Aztec death whistle as well, which was freaky.
Yeah, it's all very, very
terrifying.
odd.
As you do.
But we had like tons of rain. His gig comes on, and he does all his throat singing, and the clouds literally departed, and the sun came out.
Oh my God!
It was like proper freaky.
That's awesome.
But that's something I know. Yeah, that blew me away. That was really an awesome show.
Wow.
So Mason, have you ever played Wave Gothic Treffen, that massive festival in Germany?
No, I haven't played that.
Wow. Well, next year we are playing Amphi. Have you seen Amphi Festival?
Yep.
Oh,
Amphi Festival.
2022.
Unfortunately, they had to move it. So we got the notification this week, which we announced on our channels as well, that due to the current situation, it all had to be moved to next year. So
it's all right. Next year will be good. We'll go and rock it next year then.
It is a stunning place. So Skelly, you've been to Amphi a lot, haven't you?
Oh, quite a few times, yeah.
Do you like the beach?
So whereabouts
the beach.
Whereabouts is it, and can you explain the festival to people who've not been there before?
Well, it's Cologne. It's a music festival. There's goth, alt, dark music. So nothing too outlandish in terms of the format. There's there's 2 stages. There's one big outdoor stage and there's one indoor one. I think they've moved the indoor one to one of the other venues because of the ceiling was notorious for falling down, which was great fun for everyone unless you get hit by it. One of the best things about the festival is it's got its own little beach right by the Rhine with cocktail bars. Unfortunately, it's very easy to not go see any bands and just end up drinking with people on the beach. But you can hear the main stage from there, so that's pretty good. And it's very centrally located, so you're really close to the main train station in Cologne and all the hotels. So fantastic location. And they have warm-up parties, I think, on the Friday night. Then it's on the Saturday and Sunday. Lots of fun to be had.
They got a boat as well, I think, isn't it? They have like a boat where you can on a Friday night.
If you have like the pre-party, it's if you buy the pre-order ticket, you get onto this boat party where they have some bands on.
How many people go to that? Is it about 20,000? Like
I don't know. Quite a lot. I've never counted them when I've been there, but quite a few. Quite a few.
So Mason, is there any festivals in the States that you would recommend?
There are, but there's a lot of them that have been like closing down the last handful of years and stuff like that. You know, like Warped Tour is gone now, and Ozfest is kind of gone now. And like Ozfest used to be great every year. Warped Tour was great every year, and a lot of those are going away. A couple years ago, I was fortunate enough to play on one of the stages at Knotfest, which is Slipknot's day-long festival.
Yeah.
And it's a lot like Ozfest used to be, kind of thing. Even actually, right after that, they did like a 2-day thing and did because Knotfest used to be 2 days, and then they changed the second day to be Ozfest. So one day was Knotfest, one day was Ozfest. So if you're into that kind of stuff, those were great. But outside of that, I'm a little out of the loop on like what is happening and what's not happening right now, because there's so much up in the air. So much stuff was postponed to later this year, or even now pushed to next year and stuff like that. So, you know,
I think we can be happy for anybody when it all come back to life, especially here in Europe. You know, like Germany's affected. There's barely anything happening. So it's the second year now that any of the festivals happened. So we can be grateful, you know, for anybody surviving, and for anybody supporting music. You know, please make sure you do support all these festivals and musicians as soon we are allowed back out. Go to see festivals and concerts.
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back on. I got to refill.
Okay.
He's refilling. So one of the other things that we are very excited with, let me just get this up on the screen. We are signed to a major German booking agency, which is super excited. Let me just
who now started to take over all our booking for Europe.
I am. Yes, hold on. Just give me one moment. Is it this? Let's get the link. No. Where is the? It's not working. Yeah, so it's called Gothwork.
Oh.
I don't know if anybody's got a link for that. Let's see. Let me just. Okay, so it's called Gothwork. And it has. I can't see on this screen. So V2A are on there, Frozen Plasma. There's loads of festivals and booking. Oh, here we go.
Sorry.
Done. So yeah, so there is Shivers on there. So I've just said we were on a major European booker now. Frozen Plasma, Reaper, V2A, etc. So we are super, super excited about that. We get on really, really well with them. We will be doing loads of stuff. There's us. Hey!
I love that photo. It's such a great picture.
Amazing. There's us, and there's Mason over there.
Dad, you know what's so funny? Can I tell the backstory of that photo real quick?
You go for that.
So that was taken before we ever actually played a show. Like that was we took a bunch of pictures in the dressing room backstage before we went on stage for the very first night. So like,
and what an awesome photos became.
Oh no, we've gotten so much traction out of that photo. It made the album cover for Gravity Killer and stuff like that. Like it's an excellent, excellent photo. But like it's so funny that like, okay, well, we did that photo. We took a bunch of pictures and then we went and played the show. We didn't know what was about to happen. There was like a 50-50 chance that show could have been a disaster, or maybe it was just so chaotic if I would have been one of the guys who was like, that was great. I'll see you, but I can't handle that shit.
So right? You can always crop.
Right. So, but that's, you would have had to have cut me out there. You would have had to have cropped me right out of that picture had that show gone south.
Yeah. Stalin and do a little bit of a crop.
I think it was destiny. I think we're all meant to be together as a team. It was there's a graphic novel. There's Ryan's picture over there. But yeah, amazing. So Gravity Killer's gone mad. The next one is called Doomsday. And as I said, we're on gothwork.com. So that's all the big festivals for Europe. And we've already been talking to the main organizer, who is awesome. And he's got some epic stuff planned. I am super excited. Also, next year we are going to be doing an East Coast America tour and a West Coast America tour with guess who?
When you then let us in. That's the thing.
When you guys are
America.
when you guys are allowed here, those tours are going to be outstanding. I'm excited for that.
We have a lot of people super excited that we only sort of hang around California. But we have a really cool. We have such a load of love.
We've been in Nevada, haven't we? I think we tipped into Nevada.
But we not played there.
Nevada,
yeah,
we
not played, but we've been there briefly.
So we've got a load of people in Austin really excited. We've got a load of people, etc., over in New York and over on the East Coast. There's going to be proper tours, East and West Coast. Yep. Super excited.
You guys are going to love it. There's some good spots out here. You guys are going to like Austin. You guys, if we end up in Vegas, you guys will like that. New York's going to be great. I'm going to play tour guide that whole time, and I'll show you all the good spots while we're here.
We did have a chili dog once. I was slightly disappointed.
It depends on where you get it. You need to get it from the right places. That's the thing.
There's one worse meal I've had in America, and I was sick for 3 days.
And it wasn't
Grill. Grill in Las Vegas, and I had a flipping dog, and I was
the Heart Attack Grill.
Oh
no! It was hard.
No. You don't want to do that.
And then I was like, I take the sausage. Well, we did, and I got my ass slapped on top of it as well.
No. We're gonna get authentic like Texas barbecue when we're in Austin, and we're gonna get really authentic pizza when we're in New York, and if we're in Chicago, we'll get Chicago pizza. Like I'll show you guys what's what when it comes to eating here. Wow. There's a reason we're a fat country. All right.
I am super excited about that. Actually, it's going to be amazing. So, hi Scott, hi Mama Giddy. Mama Giddy's on.
Mama, hey,
Mama, she is awesome. Loads of love.
Look at for Chile, you got the right places. That's right.
Yeah, ever on the West Coast, I will do everything I can to be there.
Oh no, Scott doesn't want to take us to IHOP.
No, come on, Scott.
We don't need to go to IHOP.
We love IHOP.
We don't need to go to IHOP.
Well, you do. I don't like IHOP. I don't like IHOP.
We'll do a Waffle House, but it's got to be like 3 a.m. after a gig because that's the only acceptable time to be at a Waffle House.
Yes.
That was the thing when I was in Pittsburgh back in the day, Eaton Park after a night out.
Oh yeah,
that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So German currywurst, I do the best. Just saying.
You do. So
because Martin likes it.
A quick question, Mason. Do you remember the longer table incident in Europe?
The longer table incident.
You remember the last gig? Longer table.
How much were we drinking that night?
Quite a lot.
Quite a lot, actually.
You're talking about the falafel stand across the venue.
Would you like to explain it to the audience because this is almost legendary now?
Oh man, dear. So much of that night's fragmented. All right, so we got done playing our last show of the tour, and we're the only place to eat around was this falafel stand that was like down the block.
Kebab, wasn't it? Falafel or kebab? I don't know. I can't even
remember.
Both.
I think it had both.
They had a menu.
I think it had both. I know I
menu.
Falafel.
I can't remember.
At least I thought I was eating falafel. Now I don't know. Now you're making me question it.
Or was there a collar in it?
I don't know. It was like the 4 of us went, and like wasn't it like one other person, like one of the road dudes or one of the guitar players from one of the other bands or something, and then like slowly throughout the course of the night, everybody else from the tour just started making their way over to where we were. So every time people would show up, we're like, we'll pull up a couple extra chairs. All right, well. Now there's not enough room at this entire table. Well, there's a table. Let's just grab that table. And we ended up making like our own fortress.
Four tables.
4 tables long with pretty much everybody from the tour there.
And then the police came.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That was a fun, interesting evening. Hey, that little kebab falafel stand, whatever, they got good business that night. That's for sure.
That was
definitely
at one point.
Yeah, Hanover. Really good.
Well, it was Go
Also,
ahead.
how much fun is going on tour in a tour bus? So,
Well, it depends.
Well, we were spoiled with that.
We don't go
with a good
there,
band,
but it's
with
like,
a good
yeah,
with a good band. Yeah.
Right. We were spoiled on that particular bus though, because it was the double-decker bus.
Yeah.
That's the
Nightliner.
only time I've ever had a double-decker tour bus before where, there was the upstairs and the downstairs. Usually it's all just one level. But that was really nice because you could, we had plenty of room to sit down in the lounge down and hang out and make coffee and whatever else we like. There was just tons of room, which was great. And then if you wanted to take a nap, you got to go upstairs and it was nice and quiet.
Yeah,
And
nice.
I really loved the skylight that was upstairs by the bunks and stuff like that too. It was at the front of the bus.
I as well liked how we slept. The sleeping was like you were like little baby.
It rocked
Really
you to
good.
sleep.
Yeah.
It rocked you to sleep.
Yeah, the little curtain, your privacy curtain.
Yep. And your own little power outlets and lights and stuff in there and everything. And so no, that particular bus that we had on that run was great. That was like one
And
of
the
the best
driver was
buses I've
amazing
had.
as well.
Yeah.
We took him out with us in Flensburg, didn't we?
Yeah.
Did he go
that
to
was
that
when
pub?
we did the pub crawl.
He
He was
did.
with
We
us.
took him to the pub with
He
us.
did, yeah.
When you think
Not the
about
best
it,
idea when he's
taking
about
our-
to drive us.
Right. Yeah. When you
Yeah,
think
but we
about
had,
it,
a,
you're
we had a
like,
night over though.
maybe getting our bus driver drunk isn't the best idea.
Well, he only had a couple. He was a very professional man, but very nice man.
Yeah, he was a super driver.
Didn't we go drinking with Santa?
We did.
We did.
What
Santa.
band's Santa in?
Ice Fabric.
No, Ice.
Yeah,
Ice
Is
Fabric.
it? Is it
Ice
Ice Fabric? So that's Charlie, isn't it?
Charlie,
from
that's
Ice.
it.
It's Santa.
Yeah, he looks like Santa. Amazing. So,
Really
so,
awesome guy.
so who, Mason? Who are you playing with tonight? What's the gig tonight?
So tonight I'm playing in Anaheim, California, which is kind of Orange County, down near Disneyland. I'm actually playing with, get this, I'm playing with a Marilyn Manson tribute band tonight called Deep Six. So it's, like every other gig, makeup and hit the drums hard.
Yeah. Honestly, I cannot wait to be on stage. I'm dying to get out there.
Yeah, I got a little taste of it back in January. I played a couple of nights at a theme park out here for like a holiday thing, which was really bizarre because we were on stage and like it was drive-through. So cars are driving through and they're honking their horn and waving at you as you're on stage playing.
Oh God.
It was really
weird.
really, really, really weird. But at least it was like, oh, I get to play a couple of shows.
Yeah.
And then, but outside of that drive-through thing in January, the last time I was on stage behind a drum set with a band in front of me kind of thing and an audience was October. And I did some stuff in October. But again, nothing in Los Angeles. Everything was out of town. Because LA was
our last show was December 2018.
19.
Yes, sorry.
19.
Well, last year doesn't count, so it feels like it was only 2018.
So have you got all your drum keys and everything? Can you remember how to build your drums?
We're gonna find out.
It's gonna be one of those,
After we're done with this today, I'm gonna head over to the studio and start loading and unloading and packing and changing drum heads and everything else. So I think it'll be okay as long as I don't forget anything important like sticks or something.
In ears or anything like that. Yeah.
Oh my God, I got to bring like 3 sets of those wherever I go because I'm just paranoid about losing a set.
Right.
Or I've had them stepped on. I had that happen once where my drum tech stepped on my in-ears and crushed them after a show.
Oh.
But it wasn't before the show, thank God, but it was after the show, and I was like freaking out kind of thing. So now I always have like 3 sets.
Well, also, it's going to be an interesting one for all the roadies as well, because the poor old roadies, they've been sat at home for the last sort of year and a half watching Netflix.
Anybody can do with it.
Yeah,
all the backline.
Yeah, the batteries are probably leaked in their torch because they've always got... In the UK, you can always spot the roadies because they have these big long metal torches. They love it in like utility belt. That's if you're a proper roadie, you've got to have one of those.
Well,
the longer the torch, the higher up the chain you are of roadieism.
Oh, is that how it works? Okay.
It's just for signaling to front of house when they're ready. I always look out for that, and then I know it's on.
Yeah, but that's why they have the bigger, longer ones.
It's
all power.
They've been using the smaller ones over here lately, where it's like it's the one that connects to your keys kind of thing, and it does
With
just as good
Mason,
of a
it's
job.
like, yeah, size matters, you know.
Yeah, but I didn't realize like the higher up on the food chain, the bigger the flashlight was. I didn't realize that.
So, Mechanized, do you remember our first ever gig in Germany and the issue we had with that flashlight?
That was our very, very first ever V2A gig ever.
Would you like to explain it to everybody else? What on earth happened?
Well, I don't really know what happened, but you know, if you start off a band and you're totally unknown, and we played this huge venue, it had 1,000 people, and it was Sechikal in Essen, and it was DJ Diva who put us on there. And yeah, so and when you start up, you don't know how to work a stage. It's all new to you, you know. It's all like nerves get to you, and it's all like, Urgh. So Drone decided, let's do a lot of smoke so they can't see us. So all I can see, so we are playing, everything went perfect. And then just this finger was on the smoke machine. Then our sets finishes, there was just smoke. Our music stopped. We stumbled off stage backstage, waiting for an applause, and nothing. It's like, this can't be. There were like 1,000 people out there. Then suddenly you could see very slowly, so this smoke settling down. Then you see like 1,000 faces, all like, looking like really like. Did I just cut out? And it's like, yeah. And then we slowly got our applause. But that was our first ever gig. Yeah, we stunned the audience, I think.
That was. We had more smoke than Sisters of Mercy. Oh yes.
Bold claim.
Yeah, we made them look like mere amateurs. We did. We really did. It was.
Wow.
So what a fantastic night.
So Skelly, a question for you. So when you are touring, what is in your little bag? What do you always make sure you always take? Good tips.
Cables in duplicate. So
Cables.
always have a spare, and just headphones and cables.
Also, we're very useful for when we do tour. We always come back with more cables than we went with.
Oh yeah, the duplicate. they got to duplicate as well. Got to get more. And if you take keyboards and stuff, if your controller can fit in your hand luggage, put it in your hand luggage, because if your case gets lost, it's a bit of a disaster then.
It is. We did do one gig many years ago when we used to have Matt, our drummer, from Dudley, and it was quite funny. And we finished after a gig, and we got back and we were unpacking everything, and we found a massive cable with "Do Not Steal" wrote on it, which he obviously stole because it ended up in.
That's just an invitation. If you're going to write that on your cable, it's like you're asking somebody to take it.
How funny was that? So, Mechanized, what's in your grab bag for when you're going touring?
Apart from other people's stuff.
Well, that was mainly Matt, the old one. He was
Well, being a singer, we normally used to, it depends where we played, but we now got our in-ear stuff, and we've got our own microphone setups now, so that will be now going forward all in our bags. But yeah, normally I look really much after my voice, so I see always that I have stuff to support my voice, because I learned in Wasteland, as I didn't have it, I lost my voice for a week. So, and it was not a nice feeling. So I make always sure I really look after my voice. So I have like medication and everything to make sure everything is nice looked after. Obviously, all our stage gear. We had one gig where I think it was even VGT. When we arrived, the flights were late. But we had a Saturday show? We flew in on a Friday. No, the same day. We flew in on a Friday morning.
Yes.
And Friday night was our show. We arrived in Leipzig and all our suitcases gone. They were not on our flight, and I had a heart attack because all my stuff were in the suitcases. So that's when we learned to take a lot of important stuff in your hand luggage.
Definitely.
Yeah, but it came. So it just came in time. I think 2 hours before the show, that they arrived at the hotel. So yeah, we were safe, but I was not a happy me.
So Mason, what is in your small grab bag for when you're doing tours or?
Well, if I can take it as a carry-on, I do the same thing that you guys do. But usually I have a toolkit that's got a lot of spare parts that are genuinely lost or missing or broken from backline drums. Things like wing nuts and screws and stuff like that. So I have a little toolkit that's got a bunch of that stuff in it. usually 2 or 3 of them, cymbal felts, wing nuts, tension rods. I got a drumstick bag, and I usually bring my own cymbals. So I'll have my cymbals and my drumsticks will be that'll be my carry-on. And then my in-ear setup and monitor rig, along with my bass drum pedals, goes in my luggage with my clothes and stuff like that. So I bring a lot more stuff along with me than I probably should, but it ensures that I'm set and nothing's going to get lost. And like you were saying, bring things like in duplicate and stuff like that. So like every cable that I have, I bring 2 of them. I'll bring 2, sometimes 3 sets of in-ears. I'll bring, I always got to have a mixer so I can hear what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then depending on where we're traveling to, I got like an assortment of, power adapters to accommodate different power outlets in different countries and stuff like that. And those are kind of my standard things.
So how did you deal? Do you have electric stuff when you came over to Europe? Because obviously we have a higher voltage. So how you get over that one?
So I had a mixer. You guys brought me a mixer for that one. Yeah. But usually, I usually have like a European mixer. And then I have American mixers and stuff like that because of the voltage difference. Yeah, so that's how I do it. Is I have one that's just to go to Europe that's set up for that.
For Europe.
Yeah, exactly. So that way I can hear everything that I need to and stuff like that. Because I did have an incident years ago in Europe where somebody plugged in my mixer and it wasn't the European mixer.
Yeah,
it was the American mixer, and I just had it set up, and I didn't have it plugged in or anything because I was waiting for someone to run me a cable for the voltage conversion.
Yeah,
and it was one of the techs. Before I had hooked it up, and he saw it and just plugged it in, and the little light went whoop off, and I was like, bro, you just blew up my mixer. Jeez. So we actually had to I was like, no, he needed to turn that thing on first, then you can plug it in. Yeah. And he just plugged it into the wall. And so we had to go to a music store. I think we were in Madrid, and we had to track down a music store and buy a new mixer because the guy blew mine up.
Shit.
So yeah.
It's the last thing you need.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally. In my bag, so now we've got radio mics, in ears. I've always, before we ever go on stage anywhere, I'm always into my Monster energy drinks. I love my energy drinks. I go wild. We go wild on stage anyhow, but I'm always, having a crafty drink of my Monster. Normally a couple of cans, and then I can't sleep for about 3 days.
That's how you have so much energy afterward. After we're done, I just want to go. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. And you guys are like, "Let's go party!"
Club. Let's go club.
Sleep is good though. Sleep is good.
Dance.
Yeah.
Awesome. Any questions, guys, for any of the people on the show tonight? First of all, let's do the what's hot this week. Nearly forgot about that. Are you ready for a slightly, mildly disappointing?
Are you saying longer jingle?
Longer jingle.
An extra beat.
Can you remember when we did the I Like Drinking with Whoever is our drinking song, just to make them down their pint and spill it everywhere? Oh, childish, but very funny.
It's a good song.
Are we ready then, guys? What's hot?
We divided by dreams.
So I'll get the ball going. For me, what's hot this week? MODOK on Disney Plus. Has any of you seen this?
I heard it came up, but I haven't watched it.
Very funny, awesome. He's a super evil villain, but it's done by robot chicken guys. So he's plasticine, and it's super funny and really not appropriate, and it's awesome. So that's my tip for the week. It is awesome. Not for children.
Good to know.
Good to know. Good to know. So Mason, let's go down that way. So what is hot this week?
All right.
Apart from America.
In keeping with your streaming TV show theme, I'll say what's hot this week, and this might be a point of controversy, depending on which way we're going to swing. I'll say The Bad Batch on Disney Plus.
Ooh, are you enjoying it?
I am, actually. It's weird. I feel weird about it, but I'm not adverse to anything they're doing. I'm genuinely enjoying it because I loved the Clone Wars series. And I really, really loved it. So this is just a kind of a continuation. And, they had the introduction of this kid character. And at first I was like, look, Baby Yoda captivated the world and it made everybody fall in love with him on The Mandalorian. Clearly, they're just going with the same formula of like, let's stick a cute kid in and everybody will like it. It's like, you can't do that twice. But the character hasn't done anything that's bothered me. And honestly, when you think about it, if you took that character out, the show would be really kind of stale and boring. Like, it wouldn't have anywhere to go. It wouldn't have any kind of a plot to move it forward. It'd just kind of be rinse and repeat of like, these, troops that are clearly based on 80s action movie heroes are just going to do the same thing for 6 episodes. It's going to get really stale really quick. So having that kid character in there has kind of propelled the story. So I'm not mad about it. I've been enjoying it every week.
Oh, wow. I really want to watch it, but I have not watched any of the Clone Wars. So I've probably got to go back.
You got
seasons or
you got 7 seasons to catch up on. I'll tell you this with Clone Wars, like, it's going to be rough at first. You're going to watch the first 2 seasons and you're going to be like, this is for kids. This is dumb. What's going on? But towards the end of the 2nd season, they sort of switch and you're like, whoa, did they just get away with that? And then from there on, season 3 all the way to the end, it's great. It's fantastic all the way to the end. Very adult. There's a lot of they actually had to take it off of Cartoon Network and put it later at night on Adult Swim because they were like, you keep shooting people in the face and showing it, and you can't have that in a kid's show.
Bad. No. Wow.
So, but it's great. I love it. And it has a spectacular ending too with the season that they did last year to kind of cap it off and end it. It was amazing.
Wow. Okay, you've taught me into it. I'm definitely going to watch that. Good. Mechanized, what is hot this week?
Well, there are 2 things. I first finished Schitt's Creek. I'm a little behind with stuff, obviously. There's so much to watch. But Schitt's Creek, I absolutely loved. So if you like comedy and stuff and binge watching, Schitt's Creek. Yep. And then I watched, because I absolutely love Bowie, or loved Bowie, but I'm still love Bowie anyway. But we watched Stardust. So really, really awesome.
What is Stardust?
Stardust is when he arrived, actually before he was David Bowie, the famous David Bowie. That was the beginning of David Bowie. And it's actually nice to see that he had a lot of shit his way as well. So, he had a hard start to get where he was. So it's very similar, when you start up, how hard it really is. People don't even realize how hard this road is to get somewhere.
It will be if you do the Laughing Gnome.
Yeah, I think it was it's a film, and it was based in about 1971. So he's just done the Laughing Gnome, etc. Before he did the big Ziggy Stardust, he toured America, and it went horribly wrong. And it's really interesting. You can see, anybody normally would have just gone, stuff this. I give up. But
I haven't watched that.
It's really good. Really enjoyed it. The guy.
I've enjoyed that. Yeah.
The guy who plays Bowie is a singer-songwriter as well as an actor. So he actually sings, but they couldn't do Bowie songs because they weren't allowed by the Bowie Federation. His estate said no. So they did covers that he did do on that tour.
Oh, weird.
And the guy's really good. It's awesome. I loved the film. I thought it was really, really good.
I'm going to have to watch that then.
Yeah, Stardust.
I'd give it about a 9 out of 10. I thought it was really good. And it's also quite nice to see that I learned a load of stuff about him I didn't know, like his brother. Didn't know any of that stuff. And also just how hard it was when he rocked up in America and nobody knew him and things didn't go very well. It's interesting just to see, because everybody just remembers him, headlining stadiums and all that. Like, just shows that everybody's gone through that fight.
That's cool. I definitely want to check that out now. That's because I'm a big Bowie fan too. You can't see it, but in my bathroom, there's a giant, huge framed David Bowie poster. So,
have you watched Christiane F? That Bowie film. It's really
No, I
cool.
haven't.
It's like it's going back as well to early times. And
Okay.
he did the film music for this story, Christiane F. Christiane F. was a girl in Berlin, and young girl, and went clubbing, met the wrong people, and got into drugs. But it was like a real story, and it was him part of it all. That's how I met as a kid. How I met into Bowie, and that since then he was like, huge for me.
Wow.
So yeah, very cool.
I'm gonna check these
Very
out.
sad story.
Yeah, definitely. But definitely, was it Starburst? Starshine?
Stardust.
Stardust. Awesome.
As in Ziggy Stardust.
As in Ziggy Stardust.
Correct.
Yeah.
There's your connection right there. Yeah.
But very
That's
good.
not
I
the
can
first
recommend
music
that.
biopic to be called Stardust, though. That's very, very popular film title. There's a David Essex film called Stardust.
Yeah,
Which
that's
is a bit of a semi-biopic.
So, Skelly, what's hot for you this week?
A few things. First off, we have to say the BBC for the fantastic coverage of Eurovision, which we all enjoyed.
We did, yeah.
Yes.
Graham Norton is very fun. Yes.
Had to throw that one in there.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
Oh, just noticing the Venture Brothers cartoon series that
I
had
love the
Bowie
Venture
and Klaus Nomi.
Wow.
Oh, they did have Klaus.
Klaus Nomi.
Great.
Well, did they have Klaus Nomi and Iggy Pop as his acolytes, as David Bowie's acolytes? That was really good.
I loved the Venture Brothers.
Did a happy noise when I
Such a
saw
great
that.
show.
I've never seen it.
It's a really good cartoon series. Really good cartoon
Adult
series.
Swim.
Adult Swim. That and C Lab 2021.
Oh,
Is it
man.
2021?
That was a good one too back
They
then.
were classics. And was it Archer as well?
Archer's still going on. That's
Is it
like
still going?
It's still
Did it not
on. Yeah,
finish?
I haven't kept up with it in the last season or two, but like
Finish with Archer Vice.
it's still going on. Yeah.
Isn't that in the same universe as Sabrina? Because we love Sabrina.
No, you're
thinking
thinking Archie.
Archie.
Oh, Archie.
You're thinking Archie and Jughead. That's Sabrina.
I don't know, do I?
Archer's just like it's a adult cartoon that was like he's a secret agent,
He drinks a lot and he's a bit crap, but he gets by. It's very funny. Recommend it.
Ooh.
And now on to what's hot though.
Yes.
Raised by Wolves. Finished watching that. Very good.
Isn't it good?
Setting up for it's weird. It feels like it's what Ridley Scott wanted to do instead of Prometheus. He did Prometheus, didn't he?
He did, but he didn't
Sadly,
write.
he did.
He didn't write Raised by Wolves. Somebody else did, and they sent him the script, and he said, "This is so good. I want to direct the first episode or something like that." So he was involved, but he didn't actually write it.
I could see some of his little touches in it.
But yeah, it's how Prometheus should have been, really.
Yeah, it's weird, and it's definitely set up for another series. But it's how sci-fi should be out there. So really
out there,
enjoyed
that was really, really good. Yeah.
Proper sci-fi. And also, I watched a horror film on Prime the other night called Anything for Jackson. Bloody hell, it was brutal. But also comedy elements. The little praise for it is a sweet old couple, for reasons that you'll find out in the film, get into Satanism.
That sounds great. That sounds great. What's it called?
Anything for Jackson.
And it's on. You said it's on Netflix.
Anything for Jackson. It's on Prime, but it's probably on all the other. It'll be on Netflix and all that other stuff as well.
I mean, I have all those services, so I'll be able to find it.
That
sounds awesome.
It's brutal.
So just a quick one. So for the people who do have the top trumps, awesome. I hope you are enjoying them. Just a quick one. There is Mechanized. Dun dun dun.
With a clear, transparent background at the moment.
I love it.
And there is the legendary Mason. So when he comes to Europe, if you did get a pack, you'll get him to sign them, guys. These are super rare.
Absolutely.
And where's Skelly?
Skelly, let me just find him out.
Yeah, shuffle that deck.
Shuffle the deck.
Is it the one that's sticking to the other cards?
Also, just as a surprise, there is Freak Bear. Everybody loves Freak Bear. Everybody loves Freak Bear. And Stig's in there as well. Oh, here we go. Skelly.
There you are.
Look at that.
Scary.
Very good.
Super excited. So thank you very much, everybody who had a copy of these. These are super collectible and very, very rare. And so when Mason does come over from America, or we will bring over a few packs over to the States when we come over, get him to sign them. Super rare. Be awesome.
I should be there with you guys in the fall.
Ah, can't wait. So what is? Let's do the what's not hot, and there's quite a lot of not hot.
Not hot.
Along with our jingle, which is pretty shit.
Yeah, there's like so many images from The Last Jedi in there. It's ridiculous.
I know, we really do hate it. We really do.
I like it, but we've talked at length about that. It's the only one of the new movies that I did like.
No, Nick. So, my what's not hot, which is what is quite funny, is they did interview Jar Jar Abrahams, and they said they asked him.
That's great.
JJ Binks.
Yeah,
JJ Binks.
They asked him about the new films, the new Star Wars films he did do, and he actually did admit there was no plan. There was a trilogy of films, and they had no plan. They just made stuff up in between each film. That's why it turned out to be
completely obvious that they had no plan.
No
plan at all. Let's just make some movies.
What could happen? What's the worst? What's the worst that could happen?
That's why we have our savior with the guys doing the TV stuff right now.
Yeah, Filoni and
Filoni is going to be like he's going to be seen. He's going to go down in history as like the next George Lucas, as the one who carries the torch for what George started. That's going to be Filoni. It's going to be Lucas and Filoni, the legacy of Star Wars. That's my prediction.
Definitely. Just a quick one for everybody on the panel. Is anybody else seen the Eternals trailer, the new Marvel film? Because it looks bad. Opinions, everybody.
I don't know anything about the Eternals. It wasn't a comic that like I read, or it wasn't really on my radar in terms of like the team up stuff. Like the team up comics that I read were always X-Men. That was my team, so I didn't care about the Eternals, and I didn't really care about the Avengers when I was a kid, and Justice League or anything. I was an X-Men guy, so I don't really know anything about the Eternals other than like the loose story of they've been around for thousands of years or whatever. So I don't really know much about it. I'm going to go into it like I did Guardians of the Galaxy, because I didn't know anything about them, and those movies were great.
That was amazing.
So I'm just like crossing my fingers, like Marvel hasn't screwed up too bad yet. Well, let's see what happens.
I have read some of the Eternal comics, and they're not good. But maybe they do something completely different with the film, because it is weird.
Wasn't Eternal a pop band in the 90s?
Probably.
Yeah, I think so. So where were we going? So that was my not hot. So Jar Jar Abrahams, no clue, no plan. Even having a bit of paper and go, what about we do this in the first, that in the second, and then finish it with that in the third? Wouldn't that be good? Is that too much effort? Is that too much?
I mean, you would think that they would have thought of that ahead of time.
That's crazy, isn't it? That is crazy. That's going to go down in history. How to spend £4 billion on something and drive it into the tarmac.
Well, that's why they're trying to course correct with the TV stuff. So far, they've been good. Mandalorian,
wow! Season 2 Mandalorian. The last episode.
Rewound. I like the minute that episode ended, I rewound it, watched the last 10 minutes over again. I was
what just happened?
Had to. I cried. When R2-D2 rolled out from behind him, that's when I lost it. I was like, "Oh my god, my childhood!"
It is, yeah. He's back. Amazing.
That was what everybody needed.
That's all we want. Just give us that kind of stuff, and people will throw their money at you.
Yep.
So, have you been to Disneyland or Disney, the Galaxy's Edge?
Yes.
Is it any good?
It's great. I went just before everything shut down and closed in California. I went and did Galaxy's Edge and did the Millennium Falcon ride and stuff like that. It's great. It's like when you walk in, you are walking into another place. It doesn't feel like you're really at Disneyland anymore because there's not mouse ears all over the place.
Okay.
They have sound playing and stuff like that. So you could be just like standing in one of the gift shops looking at stuff, and then all of a sudden you hear like TIE fighters flying overhead, and it really does sound like they went from there to there, and you're just like looking up like, what the hell was that? All the people that work in there are very much in character and stuff like that. And when you walk in, I mean, the Millennium Falcon is there, like life size. That's what it would be right there, and you're just in awe of it. Like, oh my god, I can't believe they built this. Like, it's spectacular. I'm going again in 2 weeks because now things are open here, and you can. It's limited capacity. They've shortened the hours, and it's for California residents only at the moment. Now on June 15th, they're going to open it up to everybody. But I'm going on the 9th. So I'm going a few days before it opens to everybody. So that way it's still going to be shorter. There's going to be less lines, less people. It'll be a little bit more relaxed. So I'm going in 2 weeks because they have the new Resistance ride.
Yeah.
And I hear that's really good. That opened like the week after I went last time. And then after that, everything closed. So I haven't done that ride yet, but I will be doing that ride in the next couple of weeks.
If you could do a short video while you are there for us, and we'll post it up on the Freak Show. Our little,
I'll do that.
Yeah, our little guy over in America looking at stuff for us.
I'm gonna be like a little kid with a lightsaber and be like, you know what I mean? Because I did buy, like, you should see in the hallway, as you walk down the hall to where my bedroom and bathroom and everything is. I do have a giant framed Star Wars poster, and it's flanked by Luke and Vader's lightsabers, like replicas of them. And it's cool because at night you can turn them both on, and it lights up the house.
Oh, cool!
I'm a big nerd.
Cool. What about the black saber?
I saw the video of it yesterday, and it's cool, but it's not one of the ones that I want on my collection. Like, I have the first one I got was Vader's. Then I got the original Luke Skywalker, Anakin Skywalker blue one. And the next one I want is Luke's green one. So there's a good chance I might be dropping an obscene amount of money on one of those next week when I'm back at Disney. So
yeah. No. Good luck with that. Have you been into the Build a Droid? Because that looks good as well.
I walked around in there. I didn't build a droid, but I walked around in there. It's pretty cool. It's cute, and I think it would be fun. I think my cat would be afraid of it if I had like a little R2 unit rolling around in the living room. It might freak the cat out a little bit.
Would you?
She gets used to it.
Yeah, she will.
If you do buy your lightsaber from there, are you going to do the build a lightsaber bit where you?
I might.
I've seen that. That looks cool.
I do want to do that at some point because that looks really cool where you can build your own, put the crystal in and everything. I kind of maybe want to wait to do that till things open up a little bit more because there's a whole storyline that goes with it that they narrate and everything, and you're in there with like the staff and they're all kind of cosplaying in character, and them wearing a COVID mask kind of takes you a little bit out of the experience. So I might wait on that until things are a little bit more open with restrictions. But that is on the radar of like, I definitely want to build my own lightsaber at some point.
I did hear a little voice out there saying that they were thinking about rebranding it to original Star Wars and getting Vader in there, changing the stormtroopers out, and getting some Mandalorian stuff.
That would be cool.
That's what I heard.
Because right now it's all set timeline-wise. The whole area is set in like the new movies.
Yeah.
So there's, Rey. I walked by and like they had someone, an actress dressed as Rey, who was working on an X-wing with Chewbacca, and it was really cool to see. And then like Kylo Ren came up with a couple of stormtroopers, and they were talking to people in the crowd, and they were like harassing little kids and stuff. It was fun. It was really like I took a video. I was like a little kid with my cell phone, like, hey, it's Kylo Ren, But it would be cool if they redressed it to be, Galactic Civil War era.
Yeah,
kind of stuff. I wish they would do more Clone Wars. I kind of wish they would do more Clone Wars era stuff because a lot of people really didn't like the prequels, but honestly, like that Clone Wars animated series like kind of makes you appreciate those movies way more.
Yeah.
You know. That would be
Wow.
kind of
So what are we doing at the moment? We're doing the what's not.
we were doing
hot.
what's not hot. We went on this super
We did.
tangent.
Skelly, well, over to you.
I'm just going to say the rain.
The rain.
Don't want any more rain.
Yeah, especially on the bank holiday. We get like one day
none
off.
this bank holiday, but then I look to the weather forecast for the going forward. Think, yeah, maybe it's summer now, and it's rain.
Is it?
Oh.
Oh shit! I thought
Quite
it
a
was supposed
bit
to
of
get
rain.
better.
Well, it's
Well, the
probably gonna
next
rain.
5 days are sun, I think.
Oh,
Oh,
that's good.
That's possibly the British summer, and then that's it.
so mechanized. What's not hot this week?
Well, the weather. I still can go out on my motorbike, which really peeves me off. But yeah, well, one of them things. And what's not hot? It's a little bit controversial, possibly.
Oh, controversial.
But what is annoying me is, we all in the world have come really, really far with all this COVID, everything, how we control it and everything. And how everything suddenly is rushed up open. And, especially over here in Europe, we had like a lot of going through the news that there was a lot of lies up on us, what happened in the last year.
Yeah.
And I'm at the moment not really in a space where I think I'm safe. So I'm not really sure what's happening in this country at the moment. So that's not hot. So we normally, in a pandemic, it should be all clear. Everybody is like on the same hymn sheet and everything. And we are just not. And yeah, when you drive around, it's like people forgot. They think it's all over. We are now vaccinated and it's gone. Well, it's not gone, and that's, I think, our problem. And I think if we're not careful, history will repeat itself and we will be in this circle forever. And I wished after we've been now so far, people would be a bit more clued up and careful to get back on the road. But yeah, we only can watch it. Well, there's nothing we can do, just sit out. But yeah, that's my not hot.
And also, it's good that America are looking at where the actual COVID came from, finally, after all this bit where they were going, we're not going to look.
It's just the bat.
I think we just need to know whether it was somebody's mistake or natural or whatever. Just we need to know as a world, just so we can try and stop it happening again, whatever happens, if that makes any sense.
It does. That makes sense. Yeah, they haven't done much talking about that until recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's good, especially for the amount of people it's sort of damaged lives and killed people and careers and businesses, just knowing what the hell happened, just so we can stop it ever happening again. Let's have like a no blame culture. Whatever happened, but let's just make sure it doesn't happen again.
And I think the world should stick together, because it's not only England has to do whatever it is. It should be the world. They all should stick together and see how we now get through this. Get everybody vaccinated, get it out there, get everybody safe as safe be. Before, what helps when England opens up, we go on a holiday in a country which is not vaccinated, has variants, as we know with the Indian variant, and then all the people bring it back, and then we have it here in our country, which not everybody is vaccinated. So it's like,
well, they're planning on opening up before the majority of the young people will be vaccinated.
And it doesn't make sense. And it's like that is really.
End of July, get all adults vaccinated, but we'll open up everything, drop all restrictions 21st of June. So from 21st of June till the end of July, there's this gap where everyone's going to be potentially crushing into clubs. And it's just, you can see that from a mile off. It's a bit of a mistake.
And especially this new variant is attacking young people. So, and all our young people have not had the vaccine. So it's scary times. So yeah, well, we only can watch, but this is my not hot. Sorry, you see, it goes controversial. But this is really what is freaking me.
You went serious on us.
He did. There's me talking about Jar Jar Abrams.
The rain.
We can bring it back to that to lighten the mood a little.
Exactly. So Mason, what's not hot over there, sir?
Well, you know what? This was something I thought about earlier today too. I was like, I got to prepare something that's not hot. But you guys kind of took it a little bit, because I was going to mention the weather too. But
you can have the rain as well.
Well, it's not raining. It doesn't rain here. Actually, this morning I went for a walk this morning and I felt a little sprinkle, but it doesn't really rain in Los Angeles. But it has been like cloudy and cold, which is a little bit weird. Because it's it's practically June now, and it shouldn't. Normally we're in the getting our summer weather and stuff like that, but like it was still pretty cold this morning. It's supposed to be cold and cloudy all week. The weather's been really weird here.
I think it's all over America. I've seen a lot of flooding and rain. It's very similar to what we had over here. So it's like really freak weather.
Yeah, my father texted me yesterday. He's in New York, and like he had his fireplace roaring, and he's like, "What is this about it? You know, it's supposed to be summertime, and I gotta have the fireplace lit." You know, like 48 degrees in New York or something like that, which you know is cold. I'll just say that. I don't know what the metric conversion is. Cold.
Yeah, cold.
Cold
For LA,
and it shouldn't be cold. It shouldn't be that cold.
Yeah, it's the same here. Last year we were like hot from March, and this year it's just rain, which is good. So I'm not missing motorbiking too much.
We need the rain because we're in danger of fires, and that's the big thing is fires and fires. We already had one, and like from my house, you could see the smoke that afternoon, and I mean it looked like an atom bomb went off, and you just know what it is. You're like, oh, there's something's on fire again. God. So if we don't get, the cooler weather's been nice, but if we don't get any rain that comes along with it, we're going to be like on fire all summer like we were last year. Yeah.
But is it in Texas where they have all the flooding, rain and heavy, tornadoes and everything, warnings and everything?
Yeah, there's like a tornado belt in the southern states and stuff like that where they get these extreme weather, and it kind of runs from like parts of the East Coast like Alabama and stuff over across Texas and everything in between, and they get the rain and floods and the big storms and the tornadoes, and Tennessee had a bunch of tornadoes and Texas got a bunch of flooding, and so
Lancaster, wherever that is.
Oh yeah, so Lancaster
is where we go shopping. Walmart.
Yeah, Lancaster's north of where I live.
I love that place.
We always stop there. This is where we go shopping before we go to Wasteland.
We go on Lebith.
Yeah, so the best bit is every year when we go to Wasteland, we rock up to what's the place called again?
Walmart, isn't it?
Walmart, yes. Yeah, so it's Walmart. Which us being from England, we love. We think it's awesome.
It's like a theme park.
So we rock up there. It is. It's brilliant. So we rock up there. There is Stig and Mechanized do the proper shopping, i.e.
toilet roll and water
and food
and vodka.
And vodka. Well, and then me and Skelly run off to the toy section, try on the big Halloween hats, and we just go mad.
We have a little photo shoot. It's fun.
Every year, the best ever.
You're gonna have to waste some time on the internet on one of these there's websites dedicated to like the people of Walmart, because you see all.
I think we send a lot of pictures
freak
over.
Show, man. You want to talk freak show? There is some wonderful photos of people at Walmart in some really. You went out in public in that outfit kind of stuff.
Drone did 1 year. I think the first year we were there. Yeah, he chased me down and very excited. Been trying to find me for about 20 minutes to show me a photo it captured of a Walmart
of the local wildlife. It was awesome.
The local wildlife.
Oh, yeah. That's one way to describe a Walmart.
A quick question. I really want to know: is there any kind of band? So you are a professional drummer. So as a kid, you must have said, when I grow up, I'm going to be a drummer. Mm-hmm. Is there any kind of band that you just wouldn't play for? I.e., guys, we're going to have ginger hair, we're going to look like Ronald McDonald, and wear flip flops. Is there anything where it's too much? I know it's a paying gig, and you think, but nobody will recognize me, and I'm going to hide at the back.
I mean, I've done plenty of those.
Yeah, what is that point? I'm trying to get to. What is that point where you just go, no?
I've done plenty of those of like, you know what? I'm going to wear a hat, and I'm going to just collect my paycheck at the end of the night, because at the end of the day, I just love playing. So a lot of the time music style doesn't make a difference, but I've done plenty of gigs where it's just like a paycheck, take the money and run. I can't say there's anything that's too extreme or too out there that I would turn down and be like, that's too much for me. But there's certain styles of music I won't do. And it's not because I dislike that style of music. It's just because I'm not suited for it in terms of what I do as a drummer and what my forte is and what I've studied. So like I won't accept a gig with a jazz band because I don't have a jazz background. I have a rock background. And I won't accept gigs with like some of these really heavy metal bands and stuff like that, where it's just like blistering double kick and blast beats all night, because that's, again, just not something that I'm set up for. It's not within my wheelhouse, and I get called for those a lot. I have to turn down metal bands constantly because, my first thing is always like, well, let me listen to your songs, and I'll listen to it, and then I'll make the assessment on like, can I or can't I? And I'll be as forthcoming and honest as possible. I'll call them up and be like, guys, the stuff you're asking me to do is beyond my capabilities as a drummer. You would be better off calling someone that sort of does that thing. Like, I'm not going to run out and be able to join Slipknot anytime soon, because my legs aren't engineered to keep up with those kind of double kick speeds kind of deal, So those are the gigs that I would turn down. It has nothing really to do with the style of music, because I have nothing against those styles of music. I like listening to that. I like listening to Slipknot. I like listening to jazz once in a while. But in terms of like an outfit I'd have to wear that's silly, where I'm just like, hold on, pump your brakes. You want me to do what on stage? I thus far have not come across something I've said no to.
Oh,
but there's definitely
that sounds like a challenge.
That's a challenge.
That's a challenge.
There,
foreshadowing.
You should not have said
anything.
that.
Damn.
Wrong answer.
Oh, I'm in trouble now. I'm in so much
and
trouble
we have
now.
lots of witnesses.
Oh, great.
Have you been witnessed, by the way?
Have I?
Didn't I?
Have you been witnessed?
Yeah.
You have.
A while ago.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
It's just as popular now from a lot of people online that they'd like to see you being witnessed.
Oh, well, I don't know if there's any like video proof or photographic proof.
We just have to do it a lot when next time we all.
But that can change.
Yeah, that will definitely change. That will definitely change. Should we get on to the fact or fict? Because fact or fict, because you've got a gig later on.
I do. I have to go pack up drums at some point.
Are you ready for our mildly disappointing jingle? Hold on, everybody. It's just wrong, isn't it? So let us start off with ladies first, mechanized. What was your fact or fict?
That I was a semi-pro gymnast.
So the audience, I did grab a lot of that. I was trying to monitor it as it was coming through. Mason, what do you think? Fact or fict first?
I'm going to say fact.
Oh, that's yes.
I'm going to throw a little confidence in there.
Any reason why? What was there any ways? No, just
because
she's German.
Yeah.
So Skelly, fact or fict? What do you reckon?
She falls over a lot of stuff, falls off things. So
she is well known.
I mean, is that the semi and the semi-pro?
But I know how to land.
Yeah. Well, not full pro, semi.
Landing's technically the easy part if you're not asked about what you land on.
No, tell that.
I'm gonna say fiction.
She's pretty graceful when she does her stage dives, though, so that's evidence towards it being fact.
Yeah, she does fall over every gig over something,
Not every gig, Don't put me down like a dimbo.
Oh, no, but it's mainly monitors and stuff like that. I think because you do pretend to be German. So I'm going to say that's true. The audience think it's a fact. So mechanized, fact or fict?
It's a fact.
Ooh, a bit of
but
info,
it was
please.
That was very much in my school years, really. But yeah, it was very good, and we did like not local, but it was like county-wide. So I did like a lot of gymnastics. That was really pretty good until I got older and then lost my fun on it.
But it's a
fact.
Parties
were, but it's
a fact. But yeah, it's giving me issues now in later life, but it's a fact.
hence the poorly back. So Mason, what was your fact or fict, sir?
Mine was that the largest live audience I ever performed in front of, required me to wear a clown outfit, clown suit thing. And well, what did the audience think?
What did the audience? Well, Mechanized, what do you think? Can you see Coco the Mason?
Those are the
Coco
Mason.
the Mason. No, I'm challenged. So if he did do a clown costume, I need to step up my game on the challenge. So, but yeah, I think. So, but yeah, I think. Would he? No, would he be a clown? I say it's a fact.
Oh, Skelly, what do you think? Fact or fict? Would Coco the Mason go all Ronnie McDonald?
Well, I heard a lot of foreshadowing. What I thought was foreshadowing in the what he was saying earlier, and we've talked makeup before, and he mentioned grease paint. So I think there's been a lot of foreshadowing and allusions to such things. So I'm going to go with a fact.
Mel reckons
it's a paying gig.
Oh, Mel reckons it's a fict. We've got quite the audience. A lot of people, and I don't want to put you off with this, Mason, at all. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people thought it was a fact. The people of Europe think it was a fact.
Think it's a fact. Well, what do you think?
I think knowing you,
mm-hmm.
we knows each other. That's all I can say. We know we've been in a desert. We've been in an RV.
We're acquainted.
We're acquainted. Would you? So your biggest ever gig, you were dressed as a clown. Your biggest ever gig, and you've done a lot because you played
largest
everywhere.
Audience.
Largest audience.
Largest audience.
Does that mean most people, or just largest? As
yeah. I think you've got. I think you would, and I say it's a fact. So Mason, fact or fict?
Oh, what did the people think?
They all thought it was a fact.
Somebody, when we were first doing this, and I said my fact or fict, somebody in the chat, I don't remember who said I was there, I saw it, but I don't remember who said.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Rose is on. Hi, Rose.
Hi, Rose.
Hi, Rose. Rose says it's a fact.
It is a fact. It is a fact.
Hold on, let me zoom in for the walk of shame. So tell us more.
Okay.
Is there photographic evidence?
There is photographic evidence that was printed in a newspaper as well.
Oh no.
So the largest ever audience I've ever performed in front of was a festival with 100,000 people in attendance. And this is the Electric Daisy Carnival. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. It's a 3-day rave in Las Vegas. I performed at it 2 years in a row, and it's the world's biggest DJs. It Skrillex, everybody, the biggest DJs in the world. But it is the Electric Daisy Carnival, so it is carnival themed. Thus, I stepped out on stage and performed with some of these large DJs in a complete clown makeup, blue with marching band uniform that had LED lights on it and clown.
I just wanted to say, was it fluffy clown or sexy clown?
No. It was marching band, toy soldier clown. But I had the white face and the triangles and the red nose and a blue wig on. And there was a picture that was printed, I think, in the Las Vegas newspaper or whatever, of me and some other clown on stage, and I'm holding up my drumsticks or something like that, and I was on stage in front of 100,000 people at the time.
Yeah,
but I was dressed like a clown.
An interesting fact behind you. There's the awesome V2A gig there at Wasteland. On your wall, where's your clown picture?
Oh, that's not on the wall. That's in a scrapbook somewhere else.
Right. Somewhere locked away.
It's the festival's 3 days long, and it's 100,000 people every single night. And I was actually asked to go back and perform again this year.
Awesome.
However, I think it was supposed to be originally last weekend, or it was this weekend or something like that, but it got moved to October. and I'm not available in October. So I don't think I'll be doing it this year. But I did it 2 years in a row, and I wore the clown paint for 3 nights and played with some of the biggest DJs in the world in front of 100,000 people.
Dee has a question.
She said worth it.
Was it worth it? It was absolutely worth it. It was a blast. It was so much fun. You get to experience like some of the, like I said, some of the biggest DJs out there and stuff like that, whether you're into that music or not, or what doesn't matter. You still get to say, oh, I got to see these 20 people play live. And on some of the occasions, I got to step out on stage and play along with one of their songs while they were playing in front of this massive audience. Yeah. But, I had clown paint on.
That's it.
So, there's a trade-off.
There is a trade-off. That's a very good one, though. Who else did
Skelly?
Skelly, let's go up and across.
I was one of the backing
I
singers
can tickle him.
Oh, well, stop that. Putting me off. It's very off-putting. In 1993, I was one of the backing singers on Mr. Blobby's Christmas #1. One of the little angelic children in the background.
Wow. So, Mason, have you got any idea who Mr. Blobby is?
I don't.
Well, he was like a giant rubber. It was like a bloke in a giant rubber outfit on, like, is it kids' TV?
Okay.
It was not kids' TV. It was Noel Edmonds' game show thing. Whatever the hell he did in that
Mr.
house.
Blobby.
Yeah, whatever that was.
He used to play pranks. He's notorious for injuring celebrities.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I shared a video clip today where someone's put him in Blade Runner.
Okay.
Yeah, you sent it to the group, didn't you?
Yeah. Hold on, I have got an image of Mr. Blobby. Are you ready?
God. Have you gotten the link to his Christmas #1?
What am I watching? What is this?
That's Mr. Blobby.
That's Mr. Blobby. So was Skelly in Mr. Blobby's? What was it? Christmas song?
Wait. Just click on the middle row, furthest left image. Furthest left.
Not that one.
Bloody hell is
this
that?
one, yeah.
That's like a birthday balloon.
How'd you blow it up?
Oh my God. YouTube's going to take us down again.
We're going to So, I don't even know what to say about that. So, mechanized. What do you reckon?
I so wanted to be true. Patrick and Blobby.
So, what do you reckon? Mechanized.
Yeah, I say it's true.
You say it's fact. So, Mason, now you've seen Mr. Blobby.
It's got to be true. I want it to be true also. I can picture a young Patrick as like a little choral boy. But with that in front of him, I don't know. I want it to be true, though. I'm going true. I'm going fact with it.
Fact. I'm going for a fact as well because I just want this so much to be true. This will be.
What do the people say?
The audience, it's mixed. It's about 50-50. So it's I would say it's a tied audience. It's very. They're not sure. A lot of the US and Australian crowd think it's a fact because I don't think they know who Mr. Blobby is. Apart from they've now seen it and
do now.
I'm German and I don't know.
They're going to be scarred for life. And but a lot of
he had a wife and a kid as well, Mr. Blobby.
Did
so
he?
that means he can reproduce.
Yeah, the whole Blobby.
Oh,
he could reproduce. You saw that balloon.
Yeah.
In fact,
there was a baby Blobby.
Hold on, there's a photo of Mr. Blobby and his girlfriend.
Okay.
What?
Oh, I love our show.
Oh my God. Oh, that's terrifying.
Mr. Blobby and his
Mr. Floppy.
Yeah. Anyhow,
that's before he's absorbed any souls.
So, is there any existing Mr. Blobby porn then?
I don't want to know. We're probably just
why
one click away. We're
why
one
did you
click
think
away.
That?
Yeah, why would you even
why
think
did you think that?
I don't know.
I'm German. I don't know.
So Skelly, fact or fict? And I feel like, your honor may have been tarnished by this.
Yeah, I live to disappoint you. It's a fiction. I draw the line at Rick Astley. Although when I was a kid, I did hear when I was at school that the kids that were in the background singing along for his video, how much they got paid, and I'd have done it. It would have been a paying gig.
How much
I
did
don't
they
know.
get? Any idea?
About £50 or something is what I heard.
I
back
thought they
then.
got a crate of lager each. Or was that
Well,
no, that
that was probably just the rider, you know, just
That was
the
a rider.
just the green room.
Oh.
Okay, so my fact or fict is I've ate so much flaming hot Cheetos that it's dyed my hands. Normally, it's not the whole hands; it's the fingers. Bright red for 4 days. Mason, what do you think? You know me.
I know you.
We've been around. We've done
We're
stuff in the
acquainted.
deserts. We've
Yeah.
been acquainted. Yeah.
And I think based on that knowledge, I know what kind of a snacker you are, and I know the kinds of treats you like to hide in the cupboards on the bus.
I do.
So I'm gonna say it's true. I'm gonna say it's a fact.
Oh, mechanized. What do you reckon? Fact or fict? You know me. What do you reckon?
Yes, I think that's definitely because you just constantly stuffing your face, so it's a fact.
Constantly stuffing my face. Thank you. That's thank you very much for that.
You're
Positive.
snacking around. That's positive, but you asked me, and it's like, yes, I can imagine it. So yes, I believe so.
Skelly, you're a friend.
I was going to ask which hand it was, but actually don't tell me. I don't want to know. I know for a fact that your hand is the least of your parts that you've dyed with your eating habits. So that's not the only thing
There's
you've
another
made.
story
Not
there.
the only
There
thing
is-
you've made change color, so that your
Yeah.
hands are the least of the thing. But I'm now making it a fact that it's the basis for the Nick Cave song.
Yes. So Nick Cave wrote a song actually about flaming hot Cheetos.
Oh, red
The
right-handed.
audience they all reckon it's a fact. Thank you, audience. And it is actually, it's a fact. They don't do flaming hot Cheetos in the UK, not proper ones. So every time we go over to Wasteland, I go mad on flaming hot Cheetos, blue
And
Gatorade,
sugary cereals.
and
Colossal
sugary,
Berry Crunch.
yeah, colossal berry crunch. And I'm literally wired for a week. It's awesome. But
I
it
heard
does
your
dye
hand was dyed all the way to the elbow on you. I heard it was
No,
all
just
the way to the elbow.
just fingers. But seriously, that stuff. I think the E numbers and whatever you have in America, I don't think they're really allowed in Europe.
There's a lot of things that
safety reasons.
Food regulations in Europe are very different than here.
Yeah.
I think we need to adopt some of your practices because we just load everything with salt and sugar. And over there you don't. And it's like, oh, I can actually eat this and feel not as guilty as when I eat it here. It's like, I feel like it's going to kill me after one bite. You know, but so I like the way you guys do it a little bit more. But yeah, you're not the only one that I've seen come over here from another country and they're just like, they just want to eat everything. Everything. Like
All
the
the
biggest
rubbish,
way to
yeah.
your heart is to just buy you a family-sized box of Lucky Charms and let you go to town.
Well, last time we went to Wasteland, we bought this. Like we have cheese puffs over here in the UK, the little cheesy puff balls.
Mhm.
But we bought this massive thing in America. It was like
It was ridiculous.
it was like a spaceman's helmet. Have you seen them things?
Spaceman's helmets.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh yeah. A spaceman stuff. No, I mean it's large enough that it's like
goldfish
it
bowl.
doesn't fit in the cupboard or on the counter. You have to just you're just sleeping with it in your bunk. You're just
I think in the end we gave it to drunk war boys in the end as a present, but
because there's no way you were gonna finish it.
No.
I know.
Yeah, we had a good go, but after about 10 hours of going mad at it, and we went down about that much, we sort of gave up. Yeah, it's like
can't hang with it. Oh my god!
Is there anything, Mason, that in Europe that you always look forward to that you can only get in Europe? Like when you tour
you know, I can't say there's one specific thing that I like, but I like sampling local things when I'm over there. So I always want to try like a local wine or a local beer or something like that, or some sort of local food that's very authentic to that location. So it's not ever one thing, but there's always food and drinks that wherever I go in Europe, I want to try what's from that specific place. And I don't even know what it is I'm eating, but it doesn't matter. Like I remember, I think I was in France, and the show promoter brought us a bunch of food that he had personally made for backstage. Instead of just ordering stuff and you get the normal sandwich platter or whatever, he was like, no, here's authentic French cuisine. I have no idea what it was, but it was delicious. But I don't know what it was that I ate. But it's stuff like that I like looking forward to. Of like, oh no, when I go here, I want to try what's from here.
Yeah, definitely.
So if you come to Whitby, are you going to have a fish and chips?
Absolutely, I am.
You're going to have mushy peas.
I absolutely am. I want to have everything. I want to have everything authenticated because the only I can get fish and chips here, but I don't.
Can you though?
But I want to get it from there.
Whitby, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in Portugal, you have to have a port wine because it's named after the area. You don't buy one from here, you get one from there. So yeah, no, fish and chips is definitely on the menu for dinner that night.
Have you tried mushy peas before?
No. I'm weird about my.
Really.
Yeah, I mean that's all it is. But I'm particular about peas. Like I don't know. I never liked them as a kid. As an adult, I'm okay with them, but I usually am like picky about how they're prepared. I guess I don't know. But I try.
Mushy is the godliest way to prepare them. It's the only way
I would
to
have it just because it's a local thing to get there. I would have it.
They are bad.
Just to say I did.
Yeah, I don't like peas at all. I think they're the work of the devil.
I was like that when I was a kid. As an adult, I'm like, they're okay. Most vegetables as a kid I hated. Now as an adult, I'm like, I'm fine with it.
So we've got Doug. So he's coming over to the UK. He's going to try spotted dick.
He's getting a spotted dick.
He's getting spotted
phrasing.
Yeah. You don't want to go to certain places in London and ask for a spotted dick, or yeah. So you must eat the magpie for fish and chips.
It's Mr. Chips. Mr. Chips is the place to go.
All right. You guys are gonna have to fight that out then. You and Nathan gotta fight that out.
I know. Fight.
I mean, you can queue for hours to get into the magpie and have a all right fish and chips, or you can go to Mr. Chips, get served pretty quickly, and have the best fish and chips in Whitby. So
it's podcast, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Chips.
Is the magpie more of like the touristy spot kind of thing?
Yeah, it's famous and people queue to get in, unless you go on a quiet night.
I gotcha.
Mason, you have to try lava bread, local to Wales.
Okay.
I never had that.
I've never had lava bread. What, Michael? What's lava bread?
Lava bread?
I like Welsh cakes. Have you had Welsh cakes?
No. Volcano lava bread.
They are amazing. Yeah. So Nathan wants to kick your ass, Skelly. Fighting tour. We have a kick off on who's got the best fish and chips
in Whitby.
We'll have to just try
trembling.
Also, when you come to the West Midlands, especially in the Black Country, which is sort of Birmingham area, West Brom, Dudley area, there are orange chips. They do chips, and they are bright orange. They look like a what's it?
Is it just because are they made with something different, or
they're like dipped in paprika batter or something? They're like battered chips, but that's all you get. There's a whole place in sort of the West Midlands where if you ask for some chips, they're always bright orange, and they are really unhealthy, but they are the best thing. They are the best thing on the planet. Seriously,
I'll absolutely try them then. I'll
Shell just said. Shell said lava bread is seaweed.
Is it?
Oh, but is it like made to be like a bread? Because you can buy seaweed here.
Just seaweed. So do you do a bread?
Lava bread is what you just eat seaweed off the beach. It's a bit disappointing, isn't it?
Lava bread with a full. So is it just seaweed on a plate, or is it a bread?
Yeah, is it dried? Is it like is it dried like a salad,
sandwich?
Or is it?
Googling it. It looks like a lump of green stuff.
Well, you're not selling it.
All right.
Selling...
Oh, to be honest, guys, I've still got that in my brain.
Oh gosh. I didn't need to see that again.
I didn't need to see that.
Lump of green stuff on toast.
Oh, Tony's online. Yeah, where's Tony been? Tony's just arrived. So, what is lava bread, everybody? So Welsh cakes. Have you had a scone?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So jam and cream and a scone. It's a bit like that, but it's a bit more currency. And they're from Wales, Welsh cakes, and they are awesome. That's
all right.
They are amazing.
All right.
Martin's got what's Martin said?
Cumbria has the best sausages.
Okay.
Cumberland sausages from
Cumberland sausages. See, I'm gonna have to start making a list now.
Yeah.
Of all different stuff to try when over there.
So Michael, who is in Wales, says he summed up what lava bread is. Think green cum.
Not selling it.
That's really selling it. Yeah.
Selling it. I'm open to trying most things, but now I'm
not really. Twice. I'm not feeling that one. So
there's a sausage fight kicking off here.
There is. So Cumbria.
Who has the best sausages?
There's definitely a sausage fight.
There is. Oh my god.
Everyone's waving theirs around.
They really are. So yeah, it's green stuff. So Mel says it's green stuff on a plate.
All right.
I'm not feeling it. Oh no. Have you ever had black pudding in
black pudding?
Oh
no, that was one of the things that I was not gonna try.
You're gonna have yourself some black pudding in your breakfast, young man.
I'm gonna try to resist that.
Yeah.
You will have it. Black pudding. Really good for you.
You know what I had yesterday, actually? Speaking of British food, I had a really good, it was steak and Guinness with mushrooms and a flaky pastry.
Pie.
Yeah.
In a pie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steak and mushroom Guinness pie I had
yesterday.
Pie. Really, really good.
Wow.
Really excellent.
I must admit, when we were in LA, the place Naughty Laszlo took us to, that
microbrewery.
That was good.
Smog City.
Oh yeah, I forget the name of the place.
Smog City. Good.
Oh, you came as well, didn't you, Mason?
That's where I first met you. That was the name of the show. I came over there to meet you because we had only met like through email.
Yeah.
And it was like, so we're playing a show tomorrow.
Yay!
Yeah.
They're all going on about length of sausages.
Well, we need proof of that. We need proof of that. So next show, send us the pictures of proof.
Steak and ale pies are awesome.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. It was really, really good. Because that's the one thing, like, I like going to British and Irish pubs and stuff. And I always got to try, like, the pies and stuff that they have. I really love shepherd's pie. And I've had some that are great and some that are awful. And, like, so I'm always like, let me try it from this place. The place I was at yesterday, I'd already had their shepherd's pie. I already knew it was excellent. And then I saw the steak and mushroom Guinness pie. And I was like, that's new on the menu.
You gotta go for that.
And I went for that. Their fish and chips there is really good too, actually. So,
they always say that in the UK, Harry Ramsden fish and chips are the best.
Harry Ramsden?
Yeah, it's like
it was a restaurant chain, wasn't it?
It's a restaurant chain. It's still going.
Are they still going?
A few. Yeah,
I don't know.
They're supposed to be they're like a la carte fish and chips. They are.
I don't know if I've ever had that or know where any of those are.
Best.
So there's a lot of little spots though, like regionally, we'll have to go to when we do the tours out here.
Also, Worcestershire sauce.
Oh yeah,
that's.
I don't use that very much.
Oh, also amazing one from Michael, Cornish pasties. Oh,
that would be
good.
I'll have to try that. Yeah, go to, like, anytime I'm overseas for any reason, wherever I'm at, I got to try the local whatever this is. What was made here? What are you known for here? Then I'll
have you ever been to Port Merion in Wales?
No.
Which is where they filmed The Prisoner.
That way you can't leave.
Yeah, the Mad TV show from like this. If you Google it, it made no sense.
Patrick McGowan. It really bizarre.
Okay.
Really well made. Really good. I've actually started rewatching it.
It's like an Italian village, but this mad bloke built it in Wales, and you can go there and walk around it. It is bonkers.
And if you try and leave, these white balloons stop you.
Yeah, the show made no sense at all. Okay. Awesome. I think we are nearly at the end, guys. So thank you so much. So Mason, any last words to your adoring fans? It's lovely to have you on, by the way, and thank you for coming on. Always a pleasure. And it's lovely for everybody in Europe and everybody around the world to start knowing you as our awesome drummer.
Yeah, I don't know if I have any closing words, but thanks for having me back on the show. I always have fun with you guys, and it's always great to check in and see what's going on. I mean, like you said before, we have so much stuff in the works right now that it's really nice when we can finally share a lot of it. And some of the low key drops we do in here, like, oh, this tour is we're gonna do, and here's the new album's title and stuff like that. So I'm glad we get to do all that, and it's exciting. So I just, thanks for having me back on.
Excellent, and also thanks for your help. We're going to sort out maybe 1 or 2 comic shops over in California area where the comic will be available once it gets going.
Print on the stand.
Super excited. Mechanized.
Yeah, so thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Tonight, not today, tonight. Thanks for Mason to come on. So it's always good to have you back and just catch up, as you say. So it's always great to have you. And so have a great bank holiday weekend. Enjoy the few sunny days ahead of us. Don't mix too much if possible. And then see you next week.
Skelly.
Have fun, stay safe, and if you're going to mix, make sure it's your drinks.
Yeah, very good. And from me, guys, thank you very much for everybody. Everybody's been awesome. Thank you for all the support. We have big announcements coming up. I will post one announcement tomorrow on Patreon. There are 4 or 5 major projects that we are all undergoing. It is awesome. The future is now, guys. Thank you for all your help. We're going to finish with something. What should we finish with?
We've had calls for a naked Russian lady. Do we have a naked Russian lady? First I've heard of it.
Have we ever not finished on the Russian lady? We need some Russian men.
Several times.
Yeah. So Mason, you've been at Wasteland. You know this mad Russian lady.
Yep. Well, I mean, I don't know her. I didn't realize she was on stage with us.
I mean, I certainly never finished on her. I mean, why did you say that?
Do we hold the record for the most people on stage, by the way? From the gigs you played, does anybody else have 60-odd people on stage?
No, we definitely have that record of all the work I've done. Anyway, we have the most bodies on stage, and also the most naked Russian ladies on stage, I think, too.
Definitely. So, guys, thank you very much for joining the show. See you all next week. We have some amazing guests for next month. We have wall-to-wall awesomeness. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a great bank holiday. Look after yourselves. If you're in America, enjoy the sunshine or the rain. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Get your jab. And then all come out and we can get world back into normal. And let's finish on. We've either got the snow cannon or the naked lady. And I'm feeling naked lady!
Naked lady!